Hello, senors and senoritas. Adam the Woo is leaving Quito. Say it ain't so after what feels like 100 days. Is it day 8, 9, 7? I honestly don't know at this point. Still no mention of the Galapagos Islands. Clearly, this is probably a visit just for Mama Woo. And I doubt Adam ever returns to Ecuador. But as we know, he can make anything a mission. If you tell him no, then he's definitely going to do it. And who knows what Adam's going to do. To me, it would have made a whole lot more sense to kind of explain what this trip was instead of everything being this giant mystery. Adam trying to downplay that he's actually with a group of people as much as possible. The comments were starting to get to him that he was barely showing his mother, so he tries to change that in this video. But let's get into it.
Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Gonna do a few things around town, and then later, my mom, myself, my aunt, my uncle, and their 2 friends are gonna be getting on a plane for a 1-hour commute to Cuenca.
So apparently his aunt and uncle actually live in Cuenca and not Quito. So that should be interesting. Cuenca is the Athens of Ecuador, a World Heritage Site. Look forward to it. Not necessarily what Adam's going to bring to the table with it, but we'll hope for the best.
And also, today here in Ecuador is the presidential election for their officials. Has nothing to do with me because, I'm not a resident here.
No, I don't think you have to ever worry about someone mistaking you for a resident, Senor Woo. I can promise you that. No, it has nothing to do with you whatsoever. It's not like there could always be the possibility of a coup, which is fairly regular, or the fact that certain areas are going to be shut down because of the elections. Yeah, it can affect you in a major way.
Checking out of this, and the rest of the time here in South America, we're going to be at my uncle's place. Up in the mountains, Cuenca.
He's very proud of himself for getting this one right, and he should be. He gets it 100% right.
Showed this a couple times, this little sculpture right over here.
So yeah, by all means, show it a third time and never figure out what it is.
Rest of the group and our luggage is off. The 3 of us walking to the subway and heading to church.
Take Adam to church.
Here at La Carolina, or Carolina, not Carolina. Carolina is how you would pronounce it in the U.S.
We know. You've told us about this park every single day that you've been there. And you've never gotten the name mixed up. Ever. Until now. This is going to be kind of a recurring theme with the video today. Adam doesn't have a lot going on, and he needs a full video. Because the money is starting to dry up. So he needs to push it as far as it can go.
There's a metro system. So we're taking the metro, another word for a subway. So leaving the park and going down into the nether regions.
Oh no, please don't remind us of you being an expert on the subway system in England, but please.
I did a lot of subwaying on the underground, the tube, if you will, in London.
You just had to. You just had to do that, huh?
But I have not taken the subway system here yet, though.
But you have subjected us to many a unnecessary feet, Pete.
Not as busy as the London subway. There's nobody in here but us.
And London gets its second mention. Will there be more?
We were there yesterday at Plaza San Francisco.
And that video that has an astonishing 29,000 views, at least at the time I'm recording this, Adam was trying desperately to clickbait anything, and San Francisco was one of the ones he decided to use. It didn't help.
So interesting. So San Francisco obviously is in California.
And Adam has to add, but it's also here as well. They're copying us. That's what they're doing, Adam. They're copying us.
Interesting to see familiar names in a different country. Mind the gap here, but they do not want you pulling on the side of the door or giving a big thumbs up. Also, this would be their version of Mind the Gap.
It's so mind-numbing. Everything is a throwback to an 80s reference, somewhere he's already been, or a Disney reference. Those 3.
One thing I learned while being here, gas prices are the same at every single location, countrywide. So if you go to one gas pump, it's going to be the same in another town.
Yeah, we get it. I promise you don't need to tell us a third time. The gas is subsidized. You could have talked about that, for instance, but no.
One thing I definitely noticed, I pointed this out the other day.
Okay, so let me stop you there. Why tell us now? If you've already brought whatever this is up, why tell us again?
A lot of Americanized fast food here, but the one that is more poignant.
Now, Professor Wu, forgive me for interrupting your dissertation on fast food in Ecuador, but you do realize that poignant means sadness or regret, right?
In more spots than any others is KFC. There are KFCs everywhere. I kind of regret not keeping my hat on me. I put it in my bag. I thought, yeah, going to church, maybe I shouldn't wear a hat. But walking in the sun, this sun is poignant.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
All right, we've arrived. This is our guide, where he goes to church.
So now we're back to poor Pablo, who Adam finally named in the previous video. He's mentioned a guide, but been very vague about the role of the guide, what, if anything, he had done for them this entire time. And now poor Pablo is back to just being, oh yeah, this is the guide's church.
It's basically in a big gym. All right, that is Matthew 7:24 through 27, which obviously is Matthew 7:24.
So Adam sits high atop everything. This is a theme of this video, and I guess really the last couple videos. He has to be above everything, showing you this huge view, and I'm assuming not sitting with his mom.
There's a little vendor out here. My uncle got me this. Is called a bologna. Not to be confused with bologna.
I would worry about someone's mental state if they confuse that for baloney. Besides, my baloney has a first name. It's Oscar.
It's really filling. There's a little queso in there. It's like basically fried dough. An assortment of other things. So we're splitting the group up into two taxis. We're going to back over to Carolina Park to the Botanical Gardens.
So Adam has kind of acted like this Carolina Park is a small park just right outside the hotel. Carolina Park is a big park. You might think of it as like a central park even. Quito is a huge place. So Adam wants to hit us with an Ecuadorian election fun fact, but he seems really timid, really nervous to speak.
So evidently, everyone here has to vote, and if you don't vote, you get penalized by a fine. You can't just casually opt out of voting unless you want to pay a fine. Interesting, right?
So interesting, Adam. Thank you for taking us on your adventures. We greatly appreciate it. I believe these Ecuadorian adventures are the greatest videos that you've ever put out. Please keep putting them out. Thank you so much.
Total for the taxi ride, $2. That's it, $2. Sculpture here is Gallo Plaza Lasso. That's who this gentleman is. I guess his last name was Lasso.
I had a tough time cutting that as Adam is speaking 90 miles a minute like he's high on coke or something. Gallo Plaza is the man's generally understood name. Lasso is a part of it, but it's part of his maternal surname. So Gallo Plaza, the former president of Ecuador until 1952. Some things you could have said about him. He was actually born in the United States because his father was in exile. He was born in New York, got his education at the University of Maryland and Cal Berkeley. He was also ambassador to the United States, so probably the closest Ecuadorian president to the United States possibly ever, and did a lot to revolutionize the economy of Ecuador. But, you know, why mention any of that? Adam mentioned it for two reasons. He could read the plaque, and he thought it sounded like Ted Lasso.
We're here to get flowers, see flowers that I love to do, but I just want to let y'all know that I am keeping up with my son. I'm not being lazy.
You've been keeping up good.
I've been keeping up good. Every day we've done something.
I know, you're right
this
along.
old woman has succeeded.
Isn't it nice just to hear a straight explanation of why they are somewhere and what they're going to do? Adam could make it so much easier, but he wants everything to be just this magical mystery and what is the day going to bestow? Mama Wu cuts through all that crap. Thinks she looks nice. It's nice that they got to go to church. I hate that Adam couldn't sit by her, but that's here nor there. And I like that she kind of demanded to be on camera because Adam has barely featured her over this week.
A little artwork over here. Got some bicycles painted in some neon colors. Election day here in Ecuador. It's also Super Bowl Sunday back in the States.
You know, fun fact.
Different versions of tree frogs. Cocoons of some sort up top there in the trees.
This is great because Mama Wu basically goes, okay, but what are they actually? Rather than just what you think they look like.
The Inca's flower. To this day, peasants cultivate huatos at their home entrances to ward off evil spirits. Shamans and healers use them.
Shaman, Adam? Shaman? You've never heard the word shaman before?
There. Look at this thing. Wow. Look at this. See that thing? It's a banana tree? Okay.
Now, Mama Wu 100% loves her son. Don't get me wrong on that. As she should, as any mother should. But it's funny that she just won't let him carry on. Like him go, what? Man, wow, did you see that? Yeah, it's a banana tree. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting us some cactuses. Cacti over here. A little overlook gives you a full view of the greenhouse. Let's get the reveal, grand reveal. Oh yeah.
This is Adam's new go-to if he can't take a deluxe tour, if he can't flex that way, he'll be up above everybody else. These are the types of angles most people don't get.
There it is, the Museum of Bonsai. Wow, quite a few down there. All different types of bonsais. I do have a fake bonsai tree at my house. Very similar to this one. Closest probably to this style. But I do not have a green thumb, and the fact that I'm never, ever, rarely ever home doesn't make sense for me to have live plans.
Well, number one, you're the reason why you're never home, Adam. But number two, who the hell is Greg is watching your house, right? Just give him one more task. Let him water your plants. He can do it. He would like it.
Now, someone my age, my generation, when you think of bonsai trees, you think of one thing. Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid probably brought a whole other element of people who had no idea these existed. Decided to go inside this indoor mall to get a bite to eat. There's like a Supermax here, and there is a mall. Place called Hansel and Gretel. There's a lot of places to eat in here, but I think maybe we'll do. I don't know. I'm just kind of along for the ride food wise on this one.
Uh-oh. Hold on to your hat, folks. The restaurant choice has fallen into the Heck-It variety. And remember the name Hansel and Gretel, because Adam sure as heck can't.
Grabbing the table over here at Hansel, or is it Hansel and Gretel? Gretel and Hansel. Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. That's what it is.
Normally, Adam would rush through this part, but he needs content today.
Looking around, seeing what I could add. I got some empanadas here, some tortillas, tamales, got some queso, a filet mignon for only $18. Filet mignon for 18 bucks. That's like less than half the price, or more than less than half the price.
What? More than half plus and half the price? What is he talking about? I get it, that's a great price, but what?
What is it? What are these?
These are yuca.
Yuca.
And are these yuca? Oh, these are corn. Oh, they got the corn.
Corn.
I'm starting to understand Adam a little bit better because the uncle is wrong almost as much as Adam, and he lives here. What's his excuse?
Tastes like it? What's it taste like, Mom?
I don't know. They don't taste like coconut.
But this is like a win in Rome moment. When you're in Ecuador, you should get Wanamana. 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 This was, I think it was like $3, $4, which, again, mall pricing for a restaurant, pretty reasonable. All right, I have now gotten a burrito bowl. Mom got something, she didn't even know what it was. She saw somebody at the other table, and she asked the waiter what it was.
I like that. And I can speak from experience having a Southern mother. That is a very Southern mother thing to do, to see something that somebody else has and go, hey, what is that? Loudly to the waiter.
It is, 20 minutes till 3 right now? No, 20 minutes till 4. I think I'm going to get a coffee here over at Cinnabon.
And again, because Adam needs content, he's going to show you all the things that he's not going to get. I'm sure the person waiting on him just loved that.
Kind of curious how much these Mickey watches are down here. You got the Marvel watches and you got the Mickey one in comparison to like what they would be. I ended up getting a fossil Mickey watch for $50, which I think is a good deal. I don't know for certain, but I got a fossil Mickey watch, $50, which I'm pretty sure in the U.S. would be at least double that. Impulse buy.
So yeah, not a bad price for a fossil Mickey, but is it an appropriate thing for a 50-year-old? Who am I talking about? This is Adam.
All right, I think we found the rest of our group. It's a neat little staircase here.
Yeah, neat. You might have picked the worst staircase in all of Quito. I'm sure they appreciate that.
It's interesting. So over there is Alameda, close to the Plaza San Francisco, which I think is kind of cool because also there's some shoes up top. Alameda is across from Bay in San Francisco in California.
How many more times are we going to have to hear about this?
Oh, that's not Alameda. What's that?
Thank you, Pablo. Pablo to the rescue yet again. You would think Adam would use the guide that is right there with him.
Just trying to get some walk-in going on before we head to the airport.
No proclamations, but remember, he's a changed man, folks. You know, Adam, there's been some silence. I think you ought to hit him with a cool. Maybe even a so cool.
That looks so cool. So cool. Look at that.
His name is Hermano Miguel.
Hermano Miguel?
Yeah. He was a professor and priest. He begins the education for the poor people, for any people.
Basilica.
Wu makes a hard cut. Sorry, Pablo. I'm sure what you're saying is interesting. Adam doesn't have time for it. And he knows his Wuvians won't want any Ecuadorians splaining from no native Ecuadorians.
Yeah, yesterday we went into right there. Right over there. Amazing.
Once again, El Wu cuts out whatever Pablo was saying here. Pablo, you're the real MVP. We all know it.
Been on a pigeon kick lately. I've been really excited about seeing pigeons. Saw some in London. Saw some while I've been here. Look at this. Feed the birds tuppence a bag. It's also interesting the pigeons here do not get startled. Like usually, anywhere else you see pigeons, they would have already flown off.
A pigeon kick? Is that akin to a pigeon phase? Is he going to be all about pigeons? How many times is he going to go over this? This has to be trolling. Truly.
The use of pigeon in local comedy has always been quite popular.
Alameda at the beginning. Okay, let's go to.
All right. I wonder if Chekhov's ever been there. Whenever I think of Alameda, I think of California, San Francisco, Star Trek 4.
Oh my goodness, again with the San Francisco reference. The only thing missing from this video is Adam pointing out graffiti and dogs.
A lot of graffiti here in Ecuador. A little doggy.
Oh, for Pete's sake. I guess, what's next? A flex of some kind, Adam?
I get an exclusive up here. Top of Pablo's roof.
Oh, Pablo suddenly has a name again? Blessings upon you, King Wu.
He has a really good view of the...
Uh-oh. Wu's brain hit a 404 page. He's not sure what it's called.
Chapel we were at yesterday.
You've already forgotten the Basilica de Voto Nacional? Already? Remember the one you thought was named after a person who himself was named Basilica? Possibly one of the stupidest things you've ever said. You didn't even tell some of the cool information about the Basilica. It was blessed by Pope John Paul II in 1985. It's technically unfinished, and the Ecuadorians believe if it ever is finished, that signals the end of the world. But that's fine.
Cathedral, man, thing's amazing. Just so awesome. Oh, it's awesome. God, I got to see this one last time.
Adam has had to pour it on in this video. He really wants the simple-minded Wuvians to feel like he had some major cathartic experience.
All right. We're now at the airport. I was wondering what that was. I thought it was an alien, but now I can definitely see it's an alien with a laptop.
Advertising understanding achieved.
All of sorts as you're heading through here, and have legendary hats. This is the Legendary Hat Company.
I think your hat's already legendary enough for one trip. Don't you?
Will take us out to the tarmac, and then we have to climb upstairs to get onto the plane. So what I bought, this was $51. Right here, pretty good deal. With a little souvenir from Quito. If there's something Disney I'm gonna find, it's like a tractor. You ever done this before, Mom? Climbed upstairs to get to the plane?
I have.
I think Adam's going to have to give Mama Wu a talking to. She's the best. Won't give him anything. He doesn't get the answer he likes, so he cuts away quickly.
Yep.
I'm in 3A and you're in 3C. Having to go back to the gate for about, I don't know, 30, 35 minutes. I thought they were going to like make everyone get off of the plane, and they pulled the stairs up. I was like, oh no, we're going to have to get off the plane. And then they pulled the stairs away. Captain came on and said, good news, everyone. Well, he didn't sound like the guy from Futurama, Farnsworth, but...
That's okay, Adam, because neither did you. But the important thing is, crisis averted. But that would have given a clickbaity title. So, But they're in the air. All is well.
The touchdown.
Unfortunately, because the flight was only about an hour, no time for in-flight entertainment humor. You know, that great gag about the parental advisory. I could see that forever.
Bordo en su próximo viaje. Thank you for choosing to fly with LATAM.
Oh, they disembark off the back also. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. And what's even cooler is some time for more feet Pete's. Heck, Adam could even reenact his own Ecuadorian Abbey Road here if he wanted to.
Waving. Never seen nothing like that before. People are here, like a lot of people up here waiting for people to get off the plane.
You know, I was going to try to make a joke, but that's just kind of sad. I just had the realization nobody's ever waiting for Adam to come back on a plane. Nobody's ever waiting for him at the airport. No hugs. It's sad. Well, that will do it, folks, for the Quito portion of this Ecuadorian Adam adventure. He now switches to his uncle's home turf in Quito. Will it be full of intrigue and adventure? I don't know. What do you think? Let's hope so. Let's hope it gets better. He seemingly is trying to take some of the criticism to heart, trying to do some things better, trying to add in additional information, show his mom more. Hopefully, it'll be a good time had by all. I'm Aaron with Passing Through Productions. You've been passing through with me. I appreciate you watching. Love your comments. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week if I don't see you again.